Today on the net, British web users try to identify rioters. Speculation over the identity of an Arab-American female blogger. And an Australian man takes a trip around the world and sums it up in a 1-minute video. Rioters descended on towns and cities across the UK for a fourth consecutive night. The unrest spread to Manchester, which had so far escaped the violence, and 3 men were killed in Birmingham early Wednesday morning. An uneasy calm prevailed in London, where thousands of extra police officers were on hand, and people across Britain are also doing their bit to prevent further violence and looting. An anonymous web user has set up the site Catch a Looter, encouraging Brits to identify rioters. The site has gathered dozens of photos of men and women who appear to be committing violent acts or stealing from shops. It also says whereabouts the photo was taken. The London Metropolitan Police website is asking residents to come forward with any information which could help bring the looters and other criminals to justice. Some Londoners are taking matters into their own hands to ensure their own safety and the safety of others. A number of amateur videos like this one are doing the rounds on sharing sites. It was filmed in Enfield and shows groups of vigilantes patrolling the streets to stop any further acts of violence. Other residents of the capital are appealing to the rioters directly. This woman is telling them to stop the looting, reminding them of the damage they're causing to their own communities. In light of recent events, British Facebook users have launched Operation Cup of Tea. So anti-riot campaigners have been uploading pictures of themselves with a nice cup of tea to demonstrate that not everyone in the UK is a thief or thug. Who is Liliane Khalil? This is a question on the lips of many web users at the moment. They're trying to find out who this Arab-American female blogger really is, and are looking for any clues this alleged journalist may have left on the internet or social media sites. She supported all the Arab uprisings, except for the one in Bahrain last spring. This unexpected stance drew the attention of a certain number of web users, including Mark Owen Jones, an expert on Bahrain. He's been wondering about the blogger's links with the Persian Gulf state. Particularly so after an article she published in April discussed the Bahrain Center for Human Rights' connections with Iran. At the time, this article sparked heated online debate. Bloggers are questioning Liliane Khalil's CV. Mark Owen Jones thinks she's made it up and has lied about the interviews she conducted. She said she was a journalist for the Turkish newspaper Sabah, but they've said they don't even know who she is. And 3 of the articles she claims to have written for this newspaper were apparently copied from a press agency. What's even more disturbing is that the photo used on her Twitter account, which has 3,000 followers, actually belongs to another web user, Giselle Cohen, who works for a health clinic in Atlanta in the US. And as they wait for any further revelations, web users are wondering what Khalil is actually doing online. Is she working for Bahrain's propaganda machine? Or is this a hoax concocted by the West? The story is reminiscent of that of the supposed Syrian woman who kept the A Gay Girl in Damascus blog. She turned out to be an American student called Tom McMaster. A new Missouri law will come into force at the end of the month to establish boundaries between students and teachers, making it illegal for them to have private relationships on social networks. Some teachers think the legislation is too strict. It forbids them from having students as Facebook friends, for example. The Food Cycle Group has challenged Twitter users to share food recipes in 140 characters or less, the length of the maximum tweet. A lot of microbloggers have taken part, and 50 recipes have been selected to feature in a book called Tweet Pie, which will be sold online. All the profits will go directly to the charity, which tackles issues like malnutrition. With this video, you can visit the wonders of the world from the comfort of your own home. An Australian travel agency sent the makers of this film on a 6-week tour around the world and asked them to sum it up in a 1-minute clip.